G'day and welcome to the first episode of Yarning with Aussie Legends. This week I'm sitting down with Sam from Everything Australian, very humble guy who runs and owns a very humble family business. It's an Australian clothing outlet store, so he sold me a Cuba hat, for example, and he sells dry as bones and such. But he started his business back in the day in the Victorian markets and now is a massive online store. But yeah, he was happy to sit down and have a yarn and tell us all about his life and where he is now. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing his story and his life advice and a bit of humour from him as well. He's a funny bloke. So yeah, hopefully you can enjoy it as much as I did. Cheers, guys. So, this is my little segment called pretty much Yarning with an Aussie Legend. The reason why I've come to see you is because you've created Everything Australian, which is to me something that I'm passionate about, supporting something that's a proud Australian thing. So first, can you introduce yourself?
G'day, I'm Sammy from Everything Australian, and welcome.
Yeah. So how long have you had Everything Australian in operation?
Started about the summer of 1980, back in the Vic Market. So we started at the Vic Market. I was there for 26 years. About 19 years ago, we started the net, and that's really when Everything Australian was born.
Okay, yep.
And
then it's been all guns blazing since, eh?
Yeah.
So before the internet,
What
were you called? Or were you just your own?
Ophema.
Ophema. And what does that mean?
Oh, fiddlesticks, I missed again.
That is gold. So you were born in Melbourne, I'm assuming?
Yeah, born in Carlton, 1954.
1954. So Carlton, and then you went to school. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing and.
Okay, went to Wales Street State School, which is in Thornbury, and then I went to Mount Scopus College for high school.
Were you a good student?
Mate, the worst.
The worst?
Very bad with the.
What, bad with academia, or was it?
No, it wasn't. Mate, I used to sweat before the exams. You have no idea.
Oh, really?
Very poor student. Not a good example for my kids. Thank God they were better than me.
Yeah, righto.
And anyway, but I went to RMIT. I finished an accounting degree, but I couldn't sit behind the desk. I just couldn't do it. And while I was studying, I did the market at that time as well. I started on Rubble and Riches markets, and I'd work on the weekends to, pay my way through school.
Yeah, cool.
And then I worked for a year or two as an accountant, but mate, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the market life, so I said.
So you did that full time?
Which one?
The market?
Yeah. Once I started working for a while, and then I realised it wasn't for me.
Yep.
And then I went back to the market. I went straight to the Vic and started getting my stalls together. And in the early days, I was working at the Vic 5 days a week. We did the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But then in 84, I stopped the Tuesday because I started manufacturing a bit for my stall, and I needed time to get my bits and pieces together. And once I had a team, then I started to look for work as a manufacturer.
Yep.
And this was while I was at the market. So I worked 7 days a week for 20 years.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So built from the ground up. So when you were a student at school, so not university, school period, did you have any aspirations or goals outside of doing this?
Mate, I still don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. Everything happened to me rather like osmosis. It just sort of happened.
Yeah, okay.
Not a lot of planning. It just sort of happened.
So were you into sport? You got your flag up there of Collingwood?
Into the Pies. Well, I'm a little out of shape now, but at school I could play any sport. I was not a champion, but I could play any sport. I enjoyed it.
And was that something you wanted to go down, or was it?
Oh no, it's just different. You need to be a champ to play that game. So but I love going, and I love You know, all my life I've loved my Collingwood since I was 5 years old. So once I picked the team,
Yeah.
it was, you know, I love it.
Yeah, perfect. So the reason I asked that is because not many people think I'm going to start a market. Like, what was it that kind of clicked in your head?
It's a lot of fun. I made a lot of money in the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
You know, yeah, in the early days, 70, it would have been about 74, 75. It was unbelievable. I'd go to the market, I'd pick up, I was very fortunate. I was so lucky in life. It's always who you know and who you meet. So I met this fellow and he was buying other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
And he was selling stuff to dimmies and things like that, and he helped me a lot. I waltzed into his warehouse on the right day, and he looked after me, and he gave me good stock, and I did great. And I was doing that while I was studying, and then I worked for a couple of years, and I'm working for a whole week what I could do in an afternoon. You know, it was a no-brainer, and the pressure of it. Never in my life did anything ever balance, so it was just a long job for me.
Yeah, okay. So what was the interest in accounting to start off with? Or was it just that sensible thing to do?
Yeah, there we are. I didn't want to disappoint my dad. My dad says to me one day, "Well, son, what are you going to be, a doctor?" And I said, "Oh, Dad, you know, it ain't going to happen. You go, a lawyer."
Yeah, okay.
And, "Oh, God, Dad, you know, it ain't going to happen either." He goes, "An accountant." So I said, okay, I couldn't disappoint him anymore. So I said, okay, that'll do.
Yeah, and so have you felt like the learnings from your accountancy
It helped, made me too conservative. In business, you really got to take a punt.
Yep,
You
okay.
know, some things just don't add up that way, but you still got to do it. And, you know, you just don't know till you give it a go.
Yeah.
So the accountant made me a little bit too conservative in the beginning, but, you know, life, you've got to take this life is for those who take their chances.
Yeah, so this is, you know, what makes you an Aussie legend, mate. If you built your, you know, situation from the ground up. So you've met this dude who's given you some of the stock.
That was early on, yeah. So that lasted all the way till I got my degree, and then I went over. I was young. I had money in my pocket. Who wanted to work? So then I went overseas for a year.
Yeah, okay. Where'd you go?
Around the world.
Yep.
Started in Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was. I'll never forget it. Came back. I started to work again, and then
as an accountant.
Yeah,
and then just struggled.
This is not going to be for me, and so I went overseas again. I still had money left, so I went overseas. I went for a year and a half.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. Sounds a bit like me at the moment.
Came back with a woman and never stopped working.
There you go. So where'd you meet the woman?
We met overseas, and
she from Australia?
No. And
right.
Unfortunately, that passed. I have a new partner now. So,
okay. Yep.
So everything's sweet.
Yeah. Cool. So, what products did you start off with?
Jackets.
Jackets.
I was selling jackets in the beginning. Just happened that way. Well, in the beginning, it was when I was doing the Rubble and Riches markets, and I was just doing odds and sods, like a thrift store type situation.
Yeah.
You know, every day I was selling something different. But once I started to go to the Vic and full time, I did jackets. From jackets, we did Japaras. From Japaras, we did oilskin coats.
Yeah, okay.
Cobra hats, and it just,
nice.
I loved it. It was just because you're not selling a Dryzerbone, you're not selling an Akubra. People come in, they want it. So you've got to help them with size and colour and make a few suggestions.
Yeah.
It's an easy sell.
But they've already come in looking for that thing.
It's an easy sell.
Yeah, right,
You know.
So, like, when you're starting off, how do you get the stock in at a price that you're going to actually be able to make profit from?
You buy at the normal price.
Yeah.
And you sell at a low margin to make a sale. And every customer is gold, let me tell you.
Yep.
And if you're lucky, they come back.
Yep.
And it's word of mouth and doing dotting the I's and crossing the T's. There's no secret. You've got to look after your customer. You look
Yep.
after the customer looks after you.
That's it.
Dead simple. So
from the very beginning, what was, like you're saying, you look after the customer. What's the rest of the things that you say are the foundation to your business being successful?
hard work, a lot of good people around me, a lot of good people helping me.
And how do you find that in business? You know, it's people can be cutthroat. So how do you?
Well, you take a punt. It's hurt me a couple of times too. Not everything's a winner.
No, of course not.
But I've taken my chances. I play my hunches, and but some people I've been working with, I've been working with them for 30 years. Like I still manufacture a little bit, so I've got still the same cutter.
Yep.
Still the same machinists that I've had and they've looked after me. You know, they do good work. I don't have to check. I don't have to count. I don't have to. You know, it's just I'm dealing with very honest people, with good people.
Yep.
And that's the key to life. If you can surround yourself with good people, you have a chance.
There you go. We heard it here first, eh?
Well, I've been very lucky, yeah. Very lucky that I've had good people around me.
Yep. So then how long were you in that market stall for before?
26 years.
26 years, full-time in a little stall.
It wasn't so little.
Well, how big was it?
Well, I started with what was it? My first stall was a Sunday A shed, was 7 foot wide, was like a car park.
Yeah, righto.
But in the end, I had 4 stalls together, so that's 30 foot wide and 20 foot deep. I'd come with a 2-ton truck, and I had 4. If you know the Vic Market, I had 4 of those metal boxes as well. And when things were good, we had 2 people to help me pack and unpack.
Yep.
I had a girl to help me sell. When we were really busy in the season, because we were selling mostly winter stuff, the missus came in to give a hand, and it was great, mate. The market was one hell of a life.
Yeah, okay. So tell us more about the vibe around the market, because there would have been other stalls up. There would have been.
Yeah, fantastic.
Were you like the one of a kind Australian thing? What was the other bit?
Well, that's what I tried. Look, I only had one store, one spot, so you had to be different. So, with my Dryzabone and with the jackets I made myself and the Akubras, everyone wanted to copy, but I was fortunate to be first. When you're first in, it's first in, best dressed.
That's it.
So I was very lucky, really lucky.
Yep.
I can't tell you. My whole life's been like that.
Yeah, cool. So then, after the stall, what made you lead on to coming here and doing this?
This where I am now used to be my storage for the market. So I used to buy my stock and bring it here, and then I'd in the morning before the market, I'd rock up, pick up what I needed, what I sold from the day before, and I'd drive off to the market.
Yep.
So
back in the day, if you don't mind talking numbers, how much would it have cost to rent or own this kind of thing back in the day?
Well, I still rent. I should have purchased years ago, but one of those things I never did.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I paid it off for the people nicely. But this is a humble warehouse, so I pay now, it's just under $500 a week.
Yep.
In those days, it would have been $300 a week. The market stall would have cost me at those times, with the 4 stalls, it was about $500 for the 4 days.
Yep.
It's all reasonable. It's just that business changed at the Vic.
Yeah.
It changed.
So how do you mean by changing?
Poker machines came into Victoria. That took a big slice. The casino took a big slice.
Yep.
When the poker machines came in, I lost all the grandparents. See, Sunday the grannies used to come in with the grandpa.
Yep.
And she'd poke grandpa. We're going to buy all the grandkids now Dryzabones and blah blah blah. And so he'd pull out a wad of cash, and a big thumb had come out.
Yeah, okay.
Wrapped in a lacquer band. And once the pokies came in,
that was their Sunday Arvo fun kind of thing instead.
Well, they weren't there anymore. So I lost that group, and the China thing came in. That was a big thing, and then the shops opened up on a Sunday. That was a big thing, and
so just taking people away from the uniqueness.
That's right. I stayed 10 years longer than I should have. I'm very stubborn.
Right. So What
And
makes you
so-
say that now with hindsight? What was the point looking back where you go, I wish I moved at this point?
Well, we make mistakes, but no regrets.
Hmm.
So when the internet came along, I just thought, this is a big Vic market.
Hmm.
People are just going to have a look for a product and see what they can buy it for. And I thought, hey, I'm a chance.
Yeah.
So I knew nothing about computers. So in the front office, it used to be full of my machines.
Yeah.
So pushed all the machines out there and put a couple of desks in there. And the girl a very nice lady who helped me in the market, she was good on a computer.
Yep.
So she virtually ran it for me. And so I used to have kids working the internet for me while I went to the market.
Yeah, right. So how did you set that up then? Because obviously, like you said,
Trial and error.
Yeah. So what was point A?
Make an internet shop.
Yeah.
It took me 3 shops to get one that worked.
How do you mean?
Well, people promise you everything.
Right.
You know.
So what, you had to buy like a domain through a company or something?
You know, I bought my domain name, but it's basically in those days make a shop, and look, unfortunately, I burned a few dollars making shops that didn't work.
Mm.
But once we got these terrific girls came and found me. They saw an ad in the local paper.
Yep.
And they rang me up and they said, Sammy, your internet shop doesn't work too good.
Yeah, okay.
You need some help. So they came down and they were terrific kids, and they really got me going.
Yeah, cool.
Honest girls. So if you have honest people around you, you're sweet.
So it's the scratch your back and I'll scratch your kind of attitude?
Well, it's just good business. Business is, you know, if you have people who do their job, who know what they're doing. They were just Trish and I've forgotten Jeanette.
Trish and Jeanette. So they're the other Australian legends out there, right?
They're two wonderful women.
There you go.
The Geek Girls. I think they're doing different things now, but they helped me big time, and they helped me all the way through till Al came along, and he came along. I'm not sure 6-7 years ago, something like that, and he said, "Dad, you need a new web shop." And so we did the new web shop and doing things very differently. And internet in the beginning was very easy.
Yeah.
You put a picture and a price.
And that was it?
That was it. Today everything's got to be zip zap and
keyworded and everything like that.
Yeah, you need the hot box and dice. It's a very different game.
Yeah. So when you started on the internet, how did you draw traffic to the site when the internet was new? Not many people would have been using it.
Pay per click.
Okay.
So I did pay per click, and I was spending $1,000 a week.
Righto.
Most of that overseas, selling Drysabones overseas, and that was really good.
So tell us a bit what is pay per click?
Pay per click. Google. You can still do it now, but it's so competitive now. When I started, it cost me. So you go on Google.
Yep.
You do a search for let's say Dryzabone. You do a search for Dryzabone, and on the top you'll find the people. There are ads there. So the retailers are auctioning. It's an auction for top spot. If you want second spots, everyone's.
Yeah.
If you want top spot, you got to bid the most. And so
you're right. Keep going.
So in the beginning, it would cost me 10 cents a click, 20 cents a click, 15 cents a click for someone to see your ad, hit the banner, and then they're in your shop. Now it's $1 or $2, and it got to be. In the beginning, it was what got me going, but then as more people got into the game, more people were bidding for top spot.
Yeah.
The price just became unviable. So I've had many ups and downs. My life's been a yo-yo.
Yeah, okay.
So I had to switch off that and just work on word of mouth and at that time my generic search where my position wasn't too bad. So I was very lucky, and somehow I made it through that era. And the longer you're in business, you don't hurt anybody. You do the right thing. Your ranking just increases.
Just naturally from good reputation, you're saying?
Really,
Yeah.
you need to. You got to do the right thing. You got to look after people.
Yeah.
And yeah, so my ranking got up to be in a good position. Now it's terrific, and it only took 19 years.
There you go. So with hindsight now as well as your friend, how at what point you said like you had to stop doing the pay per click?
Yep.
What was the thing that kind of
I was nearly broke.
nearly broke? So at what point did you say, okay, I've got to stop this? Because you said, it's about taking a few risks here and there, and you rode the wave too long. And
Well, the market was dropping, and the internet was increasing. It sort of did as one was coming down, the other one was going up, and what can I tell you? They were tough days. I was a whisker away from being broke.
Yeah.
And I was just fortunate that when I crossed over to the internet, it just started to happen for me.
So working out.
I was very lucky.
So do you find the internet eliminates costs or creates just as many in a different way?
It's not a cheap machine to run.
No.
No.
So was it at the time more cost effective with the market?
Oh, the market's great. The market was good, but it wasn't viable in the end. So the market, if you can make money in the market, you got to sweeten it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when you pack up the stock, you lock up the truck, you lock up the boxes.
So you lock up the truck and then you just walk away and you leave
You
work
can
at
have
home?
a week holiday, you can have not a holiday, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
The internet's 24/7,
Yeah.
so there's no stopping. Different business, but I quite enjoy it. I enjoy making a living, and now we're employing wages with 6 people here in the business. Mate, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm adding. I feel as though I'm adding a little bit as well.
So do you feel like now that you've been doing it for how many years again? Did you say?
The internet.
No, just the whole shooting max.
39 years.
39 years. Do you get to relax now and walk away like you used to from the market now that you've got multiple people running the show, or is it still always playing in the back of your head?
No, it's always playing in your head.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. I enjoy it. I'm not frightened of work. I enjoy it. Work keeps you young. Let me tell you, it keeps you young, and it keeps your headspace not thinking about silly things.
Yeah, it keeps it active.
Gives you real things.
Right. And so, what do you do when you're outside of work?
Oh, me, I'm into the footy.
You're into the footy.
So I love going to watch my Collingwood play.
Yep.
I love the MCG. I love catching the tram to the MCG and walking along to the ground and getting my hot dog before I go into. I love the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. So it's funny you say this because I'm from Perth and this is my first time to Melbourne. So I haven't seen the MCG. I haven't seen.
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah, and as I was driving through, I was getting so confused about how you're actually driving on the tram line for half of the streets.
Yeah.
So you're obviously passionate about something that's an iconically Australian thing. How did you feel about? Did you go to the grand final or anything last year?
Yeah.
How did it all go?
I've been to quite a few. You win a few, you lose a few.
Yeah.
The Collywobbles are over, thank God. And in my lifetime, I've been to 2 winning grand finals. But look, it's like everything in life. You're not going to win every one. It's nice to win one.
Well, I'm a Brizzy Lions fan, and so you lost 2 against us.
Yeah, and I was there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how many grand finals have you been to?
Oh, lots. Look,
I suppose living in Melbourne, it's
the worst one was 1970 when we were 44 or 43 points up at half time, and I walked home. I was living in South Caulfield at the time, and I walked home from the MCG and I cried every step.
Oh.
That was my worst grand final, but the best one was 1990 when we got rid of the Collywobbles. You're probably too young to know.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet. Yeah.
They used to tease. That was shocking. That just really rubbed me up the wrong way.
Yeah,
so
okay.
when we won in 1990, all the cobwebbers were blown away, and
Yeah.
it was just relief.
Who was the coach then? Was that the Lee Matthews?
That was Lethal Lee.
Yep.
He got us our first grand final, and we needed someone, a true champion like that, to get us focused. We're a big club. We need a strong personality as coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lethal. He's always.
I've read his book. He's a good read.
He's the best. They say Barassi was pretty good. I think Barassi was 17 grand finals for 10 premierships.
It's not a bad ratio.
I think he's the champ. But
Lethal's
not far behind him.
Yeah.
4 and 4, I think.
Well, he was the player of the century as well, just to add to it.
Yeah.
So did you go to the drawn grand final? The 2010?
I believe I went. I can remember going to one. I can't remember which one now. There was another drawn grand final against Geelong. Not Geelong, North Melbourne. That was a prelim. No, that was a grand final.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Twiggy Dunn kicked the goal to draw the game.
Yep.
And we lost on the replay.
There you go. So look, yeah, you're obviously passionate about this. Do you feel that...
It's great. It's my religion.
It's your religion. Do you feel like... I'm trying to think of the right word. How can you describe your passion for Australia? In the sense that you've chosen Australian things. You're passionate about your footy. You're passionate... What is it about Australia that makes you...
The first thing you have to understand that my parents were refugees when they came here.
Yeah.
So it was my parents who couldn't believe how good Australia was.
Mm.
So
where did they come from originally?
Polish Jews came here after World War II. They both.
So in the 40s or 50s?
They came here 1948, 49.
Righto. Yep.
And what a wonderful country this has been for my family.
Mm.
You know. Tell you a funny story. So
Yeah.
I'm always voting Labor. I've been a Labor supporter all my life.
Okay.
My dad was always Liberal.
Yep.
In the early years, the Liberals were always winning. There was Bolte in Victoria, he was the Premier, and it was Menzies the Prime Minister. They never lost. It was always going to be. And I always used to say to my dad, Labor's a chance this time, and they're going to win. So my dad thought the elections was like in Europe. They just get all the votes, throw them in the river and say, you came close, but next time, son.
Yeah.
So anyway, when Whitlam finally, when he won the election, so it was a big shock to my father. For the first time he realised the elections are real here. Mm.
So why'd you pick Labor?
Like
when your upbringing, like your dad was saying...
My dad was he was anti-communist. So why did I pick Labor? They cared, it seemed to be the party that cared more for the people, They say that Labor's better for the people and Liberal's better for the country. I don't know how it works, but, I've still been a Labor voter.
Mm. And so you're passionate about Australia, obviously, because of it's been helpful for your family coming out and all that.
What a country.
But what else can you tell us about it in the sense that...
The freedom you have here.
The freedom, yeah.
All the freedoms. Space, freedom of religion. You can do anything here. There's nothing to stop you. You have a will, you have a determination, go for it. People here will encourage you to go for it. Mm. There are things out there to help you along your way. This is a country for doers. People come to Australia because they're sick of all the crap overseas. Mm. You can't you can't raise a family in some places. You can't live. You can't exist. Here you can look after your family. You can educate your children. Mm. You can go to the football. Yeah. It's a whole box and dice.
Scream as loud as you like.
Yeah, it's a whole box and dice. Here you can say, I disagree with the government.
Yeah. You can tell them to jump in the lake if you wanted to,
Yeah. What a country.
That's it.
You can throw an egg at a Prime Minister and you don't get murdered.
Yeah.
She's in trouble, of course, but,
Well, I haven't been watching the news too often, but...
But what a country. What a country.
And so with that passion, you've obviously built something that's been successful. Do you think that passion is what...
It helps.
Comes through?
Sure. I still like to manufacture in Australia. I still like to do things like that. I love the fact that I export a little bit overseas.
Mm. What, taking Australia out?
Yeah.
to the world kind of thing.
I sell my Dreiserbones, my RM Williams, and I send them everywhere. And
Yep.
they're ambassadors for the country. And I enjoy that. I do. It's only a little bit, but I'm proud to say I do it, and I try to do it in the right way, in the right spirit.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's
Bingo? I don't know.
Bingo.
I'm looking. Al's doing such a terrific job, and I've got a really good woman now, and I'm looking more and more at retirement, and hoping we can enjoy our time a little bit better. But yeah, no, it's been it's one hell of a journey, and I'm proud of everything I've done. But I've got to say, I've had so much luck along the way. You've got to have it. You've got to have that bit, that ounce of luck many times along the way too. And I've been fortunate that I've had the right place at the right time, the right family, the right kids. Everything's really gone my way.
There you go. So, I don't know unless there's anything closing. I think you've wrapped up what makes you an Australian legend pretty.
I don't know about the legend bit, but
to me, mate, an Australian legend just means a humble, passionate person who appreciates the country and serves the people in some way.
What a country, Australia.
You beauty. Well, thanks for your time, mate. Much appreciated.
My pleasure. I hope I've been of some help to you.
No, perfect. Thank you. Alrighty.